Hi, good morning, everyone. It's Arthur Torella here. I'm going to give an update on my my next adventure in Superior Court of Justice. It's become a yearly thing. It seems like for the last 9 years. Well, actually, it's going on 10 years since I applied for my May 24th, 2012 building permit. Rob Lamar basically played games and manipulated the system as he's been able to do because he's in charge of everything in the township. But in the meantime, the new lawyers from Aird and Barris, these guys submitted this new crazy uh, documentation. I mean, this is no fooling around. The township had to. We're probably up to over $5,000 already with this amount of work in that. I know how much work goes into trying to put everything together. Uh, they're taking me to court to make me a vexatious litigator, and my only crime is in this last 9 years is I question the conduct of the chief building official and their interpretations. Now, given that, uh, they're now trying, I've gone to court. I took the originating action in a response to Rob Lamar's application for failure to comply to an order. What I find really interesting is that I had met every requirement. I paid the fines, I paid the fees, I paid the discharge of the work orders. But Rob Lamar, because I wrote a letter to the council uh, in August 28, 2012, complaining, he took me to court after I paid for a minor variance, got the health unit also. I did everything required under the Building Code Act and the municipal bylaws. Done everything precisely what required, except for hiring Rob Lamar's named individual to do my drawings, which I do not need to because the building code says the homeowner can do his own drawings. And the fact that I'm 50 years as a carpenter and general contractor, I kind of questioned what's going on. The nepotism is what it's called. The Rob Lamar has two individuals with the same last name working under him, uh, who happen to be the same name of the gentleman he insisted I must hire. Now, that was orally, he said that June 21st, 2012. Now, further on in October 19, 2012, he wrote an email which basically mentions him, the original guy by name, or another BCIN qualified person, which is again very strange. But as of October 31st, after I got my minor variance, that was the last requirement needed before he could issue the permit. He took me to court. He wrote a affidavit dated October 31st. We got our minor variance October 19th. And what he didn't allow a dispute resolution under Section 24. He took me straight to court because that way the council can't intervene with or investigate my letter. They never got it, the first one. So, in the meantime, there's been 4 lawyers that are now representing the township in this matter. As I said, I hired a lawyer when I hurt myself in February. They twisted it and made or in January of 2013. They've twisted it all. They've now gotten Aird and Barris involved. Actually, it's I guess because I mentioned these guys, they're the people who wrote the building, helped write the building code, and uh, John Mascari and Jeffrey Levitt actually put this out every year as a uh, for the legal profession and the people to buy to explain the building code and the case laws. Uh, John Ewert's in this book a few times, not in a good way. He's actually been poorly advising some councils, and they've been losing in court. Bottom line is that I'm now going on 10 years. So Miss LaValle, in response to my March 23rd, 2021 deputation, where I put a 73-page explanation of my basically examples of what's required on additions to homes, and I resubmitted the drawings, case law. Their response was to take me back to court using Ayrton Bears. They've been now, I'm getting letters from them June 10th threatening to come in and tear down my home. Why they're coming up, it's basically Justice Bale made the original, let me get this right, he made the original case ruling on that in 2015. And then he made the ruling actually November 2016. So the Limitation Act on that is already expired. It has 2 years to enforce. Now, again, what they've done is they brought back the originating action 269 as part of the case. So I made my response. I have A to Z, A to S exhibits, and in them are my exhibits are the actual true documentation that were submitted to Justice Bale. That was the in regards to the expert report and the technical review, the BCC report 2015-43, which was not given to Justice Bale. They gave the tribunal a report that basically was meaningless because, again, they didn't say what was wrong with my drawings. They just made it, and again, this comes down to how you interpret the building code, and that the one word that keeps coming to my mind is the fact that, as my first BCIN designer or qualified fellow says, the township may require this, may require that. Like, again, that word, it's how it's written and can create such a problem. Now, the point being is I have built under the Building Code Act for 50 years, and the fact that the Part 9 and Part 11 are for additions and small buildings do not require an engineer or a BCIN designer. And the fact that a BCIN designer, anybody can take the 12 tests. They're open book, 80 questions, multiple choice, and you pay the fee. You don't even have to get more than 51%, I think, to pass. So all of a sudden we have an influx of unskilled people who are BCIN designers. Doesn't make sense. And what's worse, the nepotism in some of these small towns, they're hiring them as inspectors. An example, in our township, we had Austin Reinhardt, fresh out of college, out of school, became an inspector. Thank God he up and quit because of the hassle that he ended up going through. He became the scapegoat for Rob Lamar, from what my belief is. going back anyway, I'm now sitting here. I submitted my response, and now the delay game is going on. They're not going to schedule an appointment, a court hearing, but what I did put in is my ask the court to reopen up my statement of claims, and the fact that they put in 269 the originating action, and I go back to say this: all the costs that were occurred because I defended myself and took a claim would not have happened. So, and the fact that Rob Lamar has even said in his sworn affidavits, and now Miss LaValle has even put in here that we submitted a permit back in 2012, that in itself shows their negligence and misfeasance. Now, that's what was the wording they used? It's the cost awards are fruits from the poison tree. They created the originating lip service, as Jerry would say, and now all the costs that they're telling me, they're threatening to tear my house back and wanting me to pay the cost awards. The courts are not, like I said, they won't hear it because of the outstanding cost awards. But the fact that the originating actions would never really discussed because we withdrew it and I did it under advisement from my lawyer, but they want me to sign a release. I will not sign the release because I did nothing wrong. I did everything according to the BCC, the Building Code Act. And again, now they're blackmailing me and they're playing games and literally extortion. This is a criminal matter now, as far as I'm concerned. They're like when a little township like us has one person controlling everything, you know you're going to run into trouble. People can't help but get in their head the power, and they think they get this God complex, and this is what's happening. So many people, we've had so many complaints. They now have literally, they had to bring in a consultant, but now again, this council is covering up for them. It seems like we're losing a lot of the people in the departments who have been there a long time. During COVID, they're all resigning, and it's like, what's going on? Why would someone leave a good government job paying probably well above standard wages, like in their 70,000, maybe 75,000, and benefits, and be quitting during this COVID? Something's wrong. But again, the performance consultant recommended that Rob Lamar be removed as the chief building official, but nothing has come about that, which again, covering up. Jerry mentioned about the province and not doing nothing about the weed actions and the wild rice, like the lip service. Well, this council and this township play more games and manipulate the people, and we pay for it dearly. And again, Arid and Barris, probably $1,000 an hour, and they took me to court to make me evicted. Well, we're going to see where the justice system's going. I submitted my documents on a USB, but the court system, they couldn't read it. So I had to email each individual PDF file. So I've got, I'm just at a loss. Like our court system is so far behind in technology that they're trying to go online. The online portal is a joke. I'm wondering where we're going in our society. But I took 2 of these down with the documents, and they didn't read them, so I emailed them. Luckily, we had a nice guy in the court office who he took them in, and I had to email them individually. Now, who the judge will be that looks at this, that's another question, but we'll see. Anyway, so I'm signing off. This is a 15-minute one, so have a great day. And remember, we're living country style in beautiful Selwyn Township. Couldn't ask for anything better, except for maybe I'd like to have a permit to finish my home and my workshop. Have a great day.